Hello quilty friends and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and I make videos about quilting and my creative life. Anywhere that you can find me on the web is listed down in the description box below, including exclusive content over on my Patreon page. Now, if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you'll know that I am no stranger to starting new projects. And one of the things that I am a total sucker for is challenges and sew-alongs. So I thought today I would show you all of the challenges that I've started. And it will also be no surprise to the channel that I've also fallen behind with these challenges. So I thought I would share them all with you, and then over the coming weeks I'll do dedicated videos working and making some progress on these projects. So if that sounds like something you'll enjoy watching, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and I'll see you back for the next videos. I also thought it'd be quite fun for you guys to vote in the comments which project I should work on first. So I'll show you all of the projects now, and do leave in the comments which one you think I should pick next week, and the majority vote will be the one that I'll start next week. So we'll start off with the Hometown quilt. So this is a Laurie Holt pattern. So this is my latest block that I've done, and this is called the Tulip House. So this one is a sew-along that I'm also co-hosting with the Beginners Quilting Hub. We're mainly doing it over on Instagram, but I have made videos on the past blocks that I've made. I'm not sure which number this is, but I'll show you the other blocks that I've made as well. And like I say, it's a Laurie Holt pattern. The pattern is a free download, but you have to buy these So Simple shapes, which is kind of like the thin acrylic templates that she sells. So you have to buy those in order to be able to make the quilt, really, to get the applique shapes, because all of this is applique, and I've opted to do mine on the machine, and I do it with the blanket stitch. Laurie Holt has got video tutorials for every block, I think, but she's also got the blog post as well. So yes, I'm very keen to get this finished. Alongside this quilt there's the house blocks, but there's also some small blocks in between which I haven't even started. I'm using a mixture of fabrics for this. I've got some Laurie Holt fabrics, I'm using some scraps, because it's a great scrappy project, because for some blocks like here, the tulip, you just don't need much fabric at all, so you really can mix and match it. So I've got some scraps, a little bit of Laurie Holt, and I've also bought Moda 30s Playtime. I bought a layer cake of that and some fat quarters. There are some distinct colours that you will need, like browns, greys, yellows, so there are some core colours throughout the quilt, but you can mix and match everything else. But for example, there's quite a few plant pots and fences, so you'll need some browns. So that is sew-along number one. I just don't know what it is. As soon as I hear the mutter of the word sew-along, I'm just in. And even if I had no inclination on starting that project before someone announced a sew-along, yeah, I'm a real big sucker for it. And that's what also happened with this next one. This was a sew-along that is hosted by the Repo Quilt Lover, as in reproduction, not repossession, over on Instagram. And I'll leave everyone's links to things down in the description box. But she ran a tiny 9-patch quilt challenge last year, I think, maybe even the year before. So with this one, you essentially make tiny 9 patches like this, and then you alternate them with a different block. Oh, there's a picture on the cover. So again, this is just a free sort of information guide that the account sent out. You just sign up. There's another one of her challenges as well. So this is the colouring sheet of how many 9 patches you will need, and I haven't even completed 3 rows. Don't ask me why. I decided to do mine in Liberty scraps. So let me show you some of them. I'm keeping them in this little Tupperware, and I have been doing them mainly by strip piecing. When I first started, I was sewing the squares individually, but now I'm more confident on the machine. I've been strip piecing them, and these are currently 2 inch, but when sewn together they'll finish at 1.5 inches. They're really tiny ones. Some of them are a little bit wonky, but it doesn't matter, and they're in all sorts of different colours. The backgrounds are all different colours as well. I did have to rip some out because when I first did the 9 patch, I did it in the reverse where the colour was where the white is. So then consequently when I put them together, they didn't form like a chain pattern, which is what I really wanted. The one on this front cover doesn't form like a chain pattern either. Oh, in some of them they do. I think they're all a mixture in this one. So some the colour is on the corner and some the brighter colour is in the middle. Oh, okay, I've got this bag labelled as 50, so I've completed 50. Let's have a look how many you will need in the whole quilt, because I think you could do these 9 patches in 3 different sizes. It doesn't actually say, but we can guess it's into a couple of hundreds, maybe 500 or something, but I'll just keep marking them off on the colouring sheet. And also in my little box, I've got some strips of Liberty. I think when I pull this project to start working on it, I'll need to cut some more strips because I just don't have enough. And then I've got this bundle of strips that I purchased from the cotton patch at one of the quilt shows. So all of this was £3, I think. And they're all just trimmings. Some of them are going to be too thin, some of them just I won't be able to use at all because it has to be 1.5 inches. So I'll go through these first. Those are brilliant to use before I start digging into my other scraps for those, but I'm definitely going to need some more Liberty scraps, which I've got plenty of. I'll just need to cut them into strips. So I guess I'll go on to the next one, which was also organised by the Repo Quilt Lover. And if you're on my Patreon, you'll be familiar with this because I've been making some of the blocks on my Patreon. I think I started this project on Patreon. Again, this is a Scrappy project, and this is called Scrappy Thrift blocks, and they're essentially economy blocks. I don't think I printed out the cover picture. Oh, I did. So that is what it will look like. Again, you alternate them with something else. So for a small quilt that would finish at 40 by 50 inch, you would need 250 blocks because then you alternate it with a solid fabric. And I'm not sure yet what my background fabric will be, so perhaps when I do a dedicated video on this, you guys might be able to weigh in and help me with that. I've probably done about a similar amount. Here is my progress tracker. That's how many I've done out of the full sheet. And this is foundation paper pieced, so it is quite handy. I've printed out a stack of papers. I think I initially started saying that I was going to make 8 of them a week. I think that's what it says in the guide. That did not happen. But I have got a good stack. So here is my stack. And what I tend to do is I go through, when I do my set of 8, I tend to work in colours, so I just pull out like the red scrap bag or the pink scrap bag. Most commonly though, I just pull from my scrap dish. That can be whatever I've been cutting at the time, but often it is similar colours, isn't it? I've been fussy cutting in the middle, but I'm still only using scraps. So sometimes the fussy cutting isn't perfect in the middle because I've only got scraps. Sometimes it means that someone's head is cut off. But that is just the way it is, unfortunately. You know, when you've only got small pieces of fabric, sometimes you just can't get the piece big enough. So they're really cute, they're really fun. I've got pinks, blues, reds, purples, oranges, all sorts of different colours together. And it will just form such a fun quilt when it's all done. A lot of the fussy cut fabric that's in the centre of these is from Rose Garden Patchwork. I've had so much fabric of hers over the years. I've got tons of scraps, but she also sells scrap bags. And I must admit, these blocks are really fun to make. It's the fussy cutting and then choosing the fabric colours and things that is really fun. So I have some fabric that is already pre-cut for the center. Sometimes the center is just like a few little birds or one of some stacking dolls. Other times it might be an iron. So there are all sorts of things that I've got that I can fussy cut into the middle. I've got a stack of background that I've already sort of pre-cut. Sometimes you accidentally cut too many and I've just been saving them. This one is a really fun one, and I always think out of all the challenges that I've got, this is the one that I want to go back to the most. You know, it's the one that excites me, and I think it is just because of those fussy cut centres. Now you would think that I would be sensible and think I've already got enough challenges, I won't take any new ones on for a while, but the next two are new starts. Over on Instagram, I saw a 100 hexagons challenge, 100 hexagons in 100 days challenge. Again, I'll leave all of the links below. So essentially, you based one hexagon a day for 100 days, and then at the end of it, you'll have 100 hexagons to make maybe a cushion cover with or something. But that just wasn't quite enough for me. I decided I needed to base two, a colourful fabric and then a neutral fabric. And I actually want to keep going until all of my scraps that I've designated for this project have been used up. I'm just going to base them and then sew them together at my own leisure. But look how many I've already done. It's so satisfying, and I really enjoyed just coming into the sewing room in the morning and just basting a couple of hexagons. It's really fun. You can pull out some really fun fabrics. Like this was the one that I did today. Totally not my normal style, is it? Like chicken wire fence fabric, you would not usually see me using something like that, but these are really fun fabrics that I've been hoarding for quite a while. So I just thought I'd have a good opportunity just to base them together. And even the neutral fabrics, they're going to be a little bit more colourful perhaps. Let's show you some examples. I'm not actually sure what number day we're on. I've kind of stopped keeping track of how many I've done because I've told myself that I'm just going to continue basting until all of the box of scraps is done with that. So I'm really enjoying that one. Don't nominate this one because there isn't really much that I can do on it really, and I'm not really behind. I don't want to start sewing it yet. I don't have capacity to start any hand sewing at the moment because I'm working on my Alice Caroline EPP quilt to get that done, but I'm just enjoying prepping them. But the other new one that I started was Moda Blockheads. This started, I think we're on week 4. I haven't done week 4 yet, and I need to get it done because it comes out every Wednesday, so I don't want another week to pile up. I've never taken part in Moda Blockheads before. I saw it last year and I wished that I had taken part. But essentially, Moda Blockheads is where they release one pattern for one block every week. It comes out on a Wednesday. They've got a Facebook group where they release it, and they also release it over on their YouTube channel. They do a video tutorial for the block. And what you do is you make that block. You don't have to use Moda fabric. I'm just using pink scraps because it is a little bit of a mystery quilt. You don't yet know even what setting you're going to use for the blocks. So we have no idea sort of the final layout. I think one setting has been released and it's like an Irish chain alternating type of block. So I just thought if I stick to one colour palette, I can use light and dark shades of pink to try and get a nice variation, but it would be nice and monochromatic. Whereas sometimes I think that if you, let's say, had a fat quarter bundle that were different colours, you have to really think about the colour placement, and then overall, because depending upon the setting will depend how the colours will look together. So I just thought, let me just stick to one colour palette. Depending on the setting, if I go for something that is, let's say, an alternating Irish chain block that goes through the quilt, I might choose to do that in another colour. I think they get released a little bit later on, and the sew along actually runs all the way up until November. They're all completely free. You can download them, just do 1 or 2 of the blocks if you wanted to, but they are all at the moment the same size. Again, this isn't really one that we can nominate for me to spend a week sewing because I'm not behind enough to catch up. I don't want to fall behind. So yeah, this one will just be something that plods along, but there will be future videos on it in the future, so don't worry about that. Now I'm including this next one. It's not a set sew along, it's not a set challenge, but for me it was a personal challenge and it's kind of halted a little bit, so I wanted to include this because I'm so keen to get back to it. And it's the Alice Caroline Alice's Wonderland Sampler Quilt 100 blocks, and I think I am on block 50 or 40 or something. Yes, I've done 50 blocks. And I've been using all Liberty Tana Lawn for this. My background fabric has been Moda Grunge in the colourway Vanilla, which is a really nice colourway. I'll show you an overview of the finished quilt. There's some there of it on the bed. So it's really, really nice. It's just a sampler quilt essentially with lots of different techniques on it. There's another overview of the quilt. Now, I haven't used the fabrics that are recommended in the pattern. I've just been pulling from my own stash and my own scraps. Sometimes you do need long cuts or larger cuts, so you can't just get away with loads of small scraps with this, unfortunately. So the section that I've got to is working with templates, and that's kind of why I stopped, because I've never worked with templates before. There's some curves involved in the template section, which I've also never done. But there's only a few template blocks, I think. I think there's maybe like 10. Let's have a look. Oh no, there's 10 template blocks, which isn't too much, is it? That would come together quite quickly. And then after that, you've got some English paper piecing blocks. I've done a few of those. I haven't done loads. I think there's like 20 EPP blocks though. And then you've got a lot of raw edge applique blocks to do, which are really nice, fun ones. There's like leaves, butterflies, bumblebees. There's a cat, which I think I'm going to change for a dog. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping for this to be the first one that we work on, because I'd like to get my teeth back into it. It's one of those that's been playing on my mind that I need to get back to. Now I had to go downstairs to fetch the last one. So this is my Star a Day project. So this is a hand-pieced star. The concept is you make a star a day. And I bought the pattern last year at the Festival of Quilts, and I wanted to make a star a day until the Festival of Quilts this year, which is approaching in like probably 4 weeks time. I've made 52, so I've made a star a week. So these are just Scrappy, completely Scrappy, the background and the foreground colour. And I just opted to, again, do it monochromatic in pinks. I think there's some reds. Yeah, this next one is a red. And they're all just scraps. And then essentially they just go together as a normal hexagon would go together. And again, I was really enjoying doing these in the mornings. So what I was doing is I was just sitting down every morning. I had this little basket and I've got loads of shapes already prepped and clipped together. The shapes are drawn on the back, so there's no papers involved. You just stitch it with a running stitch. So everything is in here ready for me to pick it back up, but yeah, I haven't had time. A lot of my projects have sort of stalled at the moment just because I am working on the Alice Caroline EPP quilt, and that of course has a work deadline. So when I finish that, I'm so keen to do it. It's going to be finished in the next couple of months. When I finish that, I'm going to dive straight back in, and perhaps I'll do a video at that point what I intend to work on first. I'm kind of thinking with all of my old EPP and hand sewn projects, I want to just work on one for a month and then pull out another one, because then within a month you can make quite good progress, can't you? But I still think I'll need that variety, because I've been missing that and I do like a variety. So I think I'll probably pull this out in the morning. It doesn't take 20 minutes or so to stitch a whole star together. And this is a pattern by Karen Styles of Somerset Patchwork, and she's at the Festival of Quilts every year. So if you're attending, you might be able to pick up this pattern or see her sample quilt. I did see like an Instagram post recently of an advertisement to start a storage case, EPP case type of thing. I was like, no, must resist doing that. So I am learning my lesson a little bit, but I can't resist some of the time. I think it is just that sense of community and also inspiration. I really enjoy when I'm about to embark on a quilting project to go on Instagram and look at quilts that other people have made so I can get some ideas. So I think it it's just that as well. I'm just looking in that bottom drawer now where I keep all of my half finished projects and looking at all of them. Oh dear. So I look forward to seeing which project is voted for. I'll keep a tally. This video will go out on Sunday, so I'll give it 24 hours and then start it on the Monday. Am I doing a challenge for my challenges? I think I am, aren't I? And whatever it takes to motivate you to do what you need to do. So I hope you've enjoyed having a little look into all of these projects. So until the next time I see you, you take care and happy quilting.